All right, so we're going to go ahead and we are going to start. Let me get out of here. Oh, I think this one doesn't read HDMI. I don't think it's gonna lie. Oh my gosh. All right, so that's okay. So what we'll do, I'm gonna flip this over just a second. So I don't think it's gonna read this computer. Um, this isn't gonna work. There's no way you guys are gonna see that. Okay. What timing are we on? 12:10. Okay, no problem. We'll go ahead and we'll continue. So tomorrow's class, what we'll do is we'll start showing you off exactly what we are referring to these types of items, specifically our basalt rocks, which ones to use, what type of chairs I recommend specifically, what type of table, pedicure stations, things of that sort, and carts. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna be practicing how to use those. Let me see.
So these were salt synthetic hot stones. I looked it up on my phone. It gave me like pumice stones.
Yeah, right.
So, but we're talking about hot stones, correct?
Correct. So the basalt rocks. So normally, when it comes to these hot rocks, this is what they come. So I have found them in the dollar store. It's not dollar store. It's a 99-cent store. I think I found it for like $5, and they were selling it for designed to place on the back, to leave hot on the back. We don't do that.
Yeah.
For us, that could be very dangerous. But it's the same type of stone. So then I use that for my services, right? Because the goal of our services with the basalt rocks is to use it adding with the massage. So then what we do is we make sure that it's a good temperature, and then we complete the massage. But if we leave it on there, or if we leave it on too long, it's going to burn the client. So it's very important to, once it cools down a little bit, then we can start laying it flat and we can work it around. But mainly it's for massage purposes, stimulation. Entonces, esa roca es la roca basalte sintética que se desinfecta entre medio de los clientes. Recuerden que vamos a trabajar con esa, hoy día yo creo que vamos a trabajar con esa. Y básicamente estas rocas, lo que yo les digo es que yo fui a la tienda del 99 un día y compré un paquete de $5, que eran unas rocas de esas, pero eran diseñadas para poner en la espalda y dejar en la espalda calientes. Nuestro trabajo nunca va a ser eso porque vamos a quemar al cliente. El chiste de estas rocas va a ser de usarlas arriba del masaje para como moverla, estimular la piel o el músculo con la roca, pero nunca como dejarla ahí. Entonces es un poco diferente como los que usan para la espalda, pero es la misma roca. Esta es sintética, basaltes. Question? Oh. So, yes.
Is it illegal to use a natural
Yes.
rock for a hot stone?
Because it's porous.
But like, couldn't you soak it in barbicide? I mean, it's
No.
pretty smooth. Because
You can't soak, then if it's smooth like that, then it's porous. I'm sorry. If it's smooth like that, it's non-porous. If it's non-porous, you can put it in barbicide. But if it's porous, I cannot effectively clean it, therefore I cannot disinfect it.
Even if it's like a natural, really smooth rock.
I mean, I would have to look at it because I don't know what you have in your head. And I don't want to tell you the wrong. If it's smooth, it's not a natural. If it's smooth, it's not a natural. Natural rocks for basalt, and unless I'm wrong, but normally they look like lava rock. If you want to come up here and look at it, I have it up on the screen. But normally it's very porous. So one, it's going to scratch the crap out of the client.
Okay, that's not what I'm thinking of. Mm-hmm. I'm just thinking of like a natural smooth rock. You know how like people put in their gardens like all those like smooth rocks? They're natural rocks, right? They just maybe.
But are they basalt rocks?
Does it have to be basalt?
Normally we use basalt because basalt rocks are the ones that will spread the heat. But technically, no. Technically, no.
So they claim they are natural.
Yeah.
Volcanoes and blah blah blah. But
Like on Amazon?
no, it's stone massage company.
You talking about like the rock paintings one, like the real smooth ones.
This is the one that you put in your garden.
I mean, they might work.
Like,
I don't know how well they retain the heat, but if they retain the heat well, they might work.
Like you know, what they have on the beach, like
I know what you mean.
like the beaches in like northern California, and they have like a whole bunch of natural.
I would say I wouldn't risk it because the thing is that if I'm using a separate rock and it happens to crack on me, and I cut the client, worst case scenario, preferably not. Just because these are just specifically made for that.
These ones.
Mm-hmm.
These are on the beach.
The cracks will mold.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you're basalt, because I have had basalts that do crack on me too. If they crack, you have to throw them out because one, they will cut the client and they tend to mold. They have like the water left in it just molds, and we obviously can't use that on clients.
Some of them look so smooth.
Yeah, possibly.
So
I would try it. Next time you go, you gotta ask permission for nature so you could take one.
So there's no one there. I grabbed them a few rocks.
All right, guys. So moving forward, just because time is of essence here, ladies, we're gonna go ahead and just do 5 more minutes, and then we'll go ahead and send you off to lunch, right? So. Most importantly, the point to all of this, whatever type of rock, if you want to go and get a rock from the river, right?
Yeah. Natural.
What are the risks that we are risking here? It says natural stones are porous and therefore cannot be disinfected. Since synthetic stones can be disinfected and are the safest option to use. It says, okay, so there is a bacteria known as staph, which I'm sure you guys have heard about it. Specifically, this staph infection that normally comes from this bacterium normally is named staphylococcus or staphylococci, different strands of it. So basically, this specific bacteria is very important to us pertaining into what we're speaking about because it normally causes I guess in this case, a sickness, right? It's not a disorder, it's an infection known as methicillin or MRSA, basically. Let's write that down. I'm so bummed out today. I have no eraser, no nothing. I'm stressed. I think I left it on the outside board. All right, so last thing today to send you guys off to lunch with this lovely picture in your head. MRSA. MRSA is what? MRSA stands for methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus. It is a very hefty infection that happens from this bacteria. So, therefore, we have to ensure that we are using non-porous stones, non-porous pumice stones, or one-time use pumice stones, because if you use the porous ones, we would just throw that out, hypothetically, if it was brand new, like the ones they saw at Walmart, right, for her personal use. So what ended up happening was in 2009, a lady came in, and she was a paraplegic woman who came in and they did a pedicure and they used a dirty pumice stone, right? They weren't disinfecting the basins and all of that. So what happened was that they gave her staph infection, and because she was already a paraplegic woman, which already had lowered immunity, basically they killed her. The family did a lawsuit. They ended up winning. I think it was like $1 million or something like that, but they never got the lady back, right? So basically, long story short, in this case, our one, we have to ensure we're cleaning using the right stuff, but two, being extremely careful with our clients that are with lower immunity, because even the basic water or the basic bacteria in the regular tap water can cause staph infection. So this weekend I accidentally got a little boo-boo here, right? Don't ask how. But I got a little boo-boo here, and mind you, I'm a nail tech, so it was a pretty deep gash. And mind you, I'm a mom. I can't just, the goal is to let it scab so, it could heal and do its thing. I can't do that because I have to do, dishes and cleaning and this and that and all that. So yesterday, I got this Saturday, yesterday being Monday, my finger started just feeling like I'm worried now, right, that I have an infection, and now I'm all scared because I'm working with water, and what do we know from water? Water has remnants of feces and staph and all of that in the water.
Clean tap water.
Tap water. Tap water has feces in it. But that's why they say you're not supposed to drink it.
Water.
The what?
RO water.
I don't know what that is.
RO water.
That's too fancy.
That's like.
Is it like a distilled, like some type of system that cleanses it?
Well, I don't know what RO water stands for, but at houses that have RO water systems built into their fridge.
So that would be that's not that. So tap water coming straight from the tubes. You turn it on, you wash your hands, and that's tap water. Tap water comes straight from the water places.
Oh wait, what about the water from the drinking water?
All drinking water from a drinking fountain?
That's RO water, right?
I've never heard the term RO, but it sounds to me like just some type of
What do I live in?
Okay, so moving forward, right? Because I got to get this point out, lady. So, bottom line is tap water, all tap water, has remnants of bacterium in the water. So a small wound and somebody who has lowered immunity is at big risk. So how can we prevent and keep our clients safe if can't help using water? We remind our clients that shaving, plucking, waxing, insect bites, pimples, any type of opening can cause or can risk that water to enter and penetrate their wound and cause an infection. No matter how clean and how much I disinfect, there is that risk. So if my client comes in with maybe a little wound that I can see it's a little closed or, a few days old, maybe I might do a dry pedi, maybe, just so I don't risk that water penetrating in, which is why a lot of people have switched to no water pedicure services. Okay, so keep that in mind. Tap water has remnants of pathogens, and MRSA is something that absolutely can happen through a basic wound of infection. Okay, so the hard part about this, because we're out of time, but again, because ladies, I need to finish. Okay. Methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus basically means that when you get sick from this and you go to the doctor and they give you the methicillin or the antibiotics that your body is going to need, it means that it's very resistant to methicillin or it's very resistant to antibiotics, meaning that if I get this, the antibiotics are going to do diddly squat, because after a week, 2 weeks from taking it, basically what the bacteriums do, they're very smart. They basically mimic the antibiotic, and then basically you get sicker and sicker because it doesn't really help you. So the goal here is do not get anyone infected with this or don't get infected with this, because it is very to get rid of as it transfers very easily, and it's very resistant to antibiotics or to methicillin, which was the main point.
When you have MRSA, do you have it the rest of your life, or you can actually get rid of it?
No, you can get rid of it.
Oh, it's just really hard.
Well, it depends who you are, what your system is, how infected you are, how quickly you were able to attack it. Because remember, they're reproducing at second by binary fission, right? So they're reproducing every 30 seconds or so. So hypothetically, this is why any cut wound we deny, because if it's a MRSA infection or some type of nasty infection like that, it can spread and we can kill our client by not sending them, even though it's not.
You can die from MRSA?
Yes.
Like that.
You didn't hear what I said about the
So that was MRSA?
I want you to read the book, page 197 at the very top. Read that whole paragraph to yourself, because we've already explained all this, and it's very hard when you guys are side talking and giggling, and then you're missing all of this important information, okay? I'm not trying to be rude at all, but this is real stuff that is going to really make a difference in the salon setting. And then just for state board purposes, you're going to need to know what MRSA stands for, the whole definition, what it causes, what it is, and all of that. You need to know that. And you might even need to know the date that the lady died, 2009, the paraplegic woman, okay? Translation. Lo último ya va a ser lo de hoy, hablando de las piedras. Mañana, todos si no vienes, mañana te vamos a grabar, ¿ok? Vamos a hablar en detalle de toda la parafina, qué tipo de piedras vamos a usar, porque su pregunta de ella es, ¿puedo usar piedras de la laguna que están suaves? Se ven como suavecitas. Le digo que corremos el riesgo. Si están suaves, lo que queremos es que usemos una roca que no es porosa. Y al fin del día mantenerlas para que se pueda desinfectar intermedio, y es mejor pues usarla de la compañía porque aseguramos que están como que no se van a quebrar. Si se quebran, mejor tirarlas porque corremos el riesgo de cortar y llenar se riega de como molde, como hongo, como tipo hongo con la agua. Entonces lo que dijimos aquí es, en 2009, en la página 197, hubo un caso de una muchacha que era parapléjica. Básicamente ella estaba en silla de ruedas donde no se podía mover, ocupaba ayuda para moverse. Vino a agarrar una pedicura y la mataron con el simple término de usar una barra de pumiza, una roca sucia. Entonces, ahora le pegaron la infección que es... ¿cómo dice tu libro, Mero? Oh, ya lo sé. Bueno, página 197, mero arriba es lo que nos dice el término, porque es estar diferente para ti. Lo que es estafilococo aurometicile resistente a meticilina. ¿Okay? Básicamente, esta enfermedad es causada por el patógeno estafilococos. ¿Okay? Esta bacteria, al infectar el cuerpo, lo que hace el cuerpo es que lo infecta con una infección, y nosotros a ir al doctor a agarrar los antibióticos para matar este patógeno, ¿qué pasa? Que esta bacteria como que lee los antibióticos y los reproduce. Quiere decir que luego los antibióticos ya no nos sirven. Entonces, al no servirnos, esta infección se nos traspasa por todo el cuerpo y nos mata. Entonces, al fin del día, ¿qué es importante? Hacer todo adecuado, usar las rocas adecuadas, que mañana les voy a explicar bien, para no darle esta enfermedad. ¿Cómo dice tu libro?
Bueno, solo
el término de mero arriba de 197. Todo el término en azul.
Staphylococcus aureus, resistente a meticilina.
Perfecto. A meticilina. Todo eso tienen que saber para el término de examen, que sería Staphylococcus aureus resistente a meticilina. ¿Ok? O se puede conocer como ERSMA, como dice esas dos palabras. Sarma. Eso tienen que recordar para su examen. Ok, entonces al fin del día, por el que está esta enfermedad muy mala que nos mata muy rápido, recordar que a todos los clientes que van a agarrar manicuras y pedicuras, recordarles que no se resuren, no se depilen, no podemos hacerles servicio si tienen una mordedura de insecto o hasta una espinilla. Nada de aberturas, porque ahí corren el riesgo que se le meta este patógeno a la agua, por la agua, ¿ok? So, 24 horas a 48 horas no resurarse en los pies. So, bottom line, 24 to 48 hours, no shaving prior to pedicure service. Okay? All right. All right, guys. I think that should do it. Thank you. Okay. Questions on that? All right, so tomorrow what we'll do is I will come down here at 10 so I could prepare everything and have it ready. We'll do the video as far as the showing you guys everything we need to know and see, and then we'll go from there.
Can we do like a paraffin demo here at the school?
Yeah, I actually just ran out of paraffin. I have to bring more from home. Normally I provide the paraffin myself. So once I do that, I'm gonna go ahead. We'll be doing that this week.
Oh, we will?
Yeah.
Because like I'm still so curious. I've not seen it before.
Oh, interesting. Raise your hand if you've never seen the paraffin service here. The paraffin demo. You saw the paraffin.
I haven't seen a demo here, but I've done it myself personally.
Okay.
It's really good.
I don't even really
Oh,
know.
we need to do that again. Okay.
It's really good for your skin.
Yeah, I really want to try it.
Let me write a note here first. So, gotta bring my paraffin. Okay. So, preguntas. Okay. Vamos a hacer pronto lo que dijo ella para hacer una sesión de parafina. Vamos a hacer una demostración de parafina.
¿Mañana o...?
Mañana, ¿cuándo regresas?
Mañana.
¿Mañana regresas? Ok, entonces mañana traigo la parafina y hacemos el conjunto de la parafina. All right. Perfect. So for everyone, we're going to go ahead and do code 136. Oh, I forgot. I wrote it down. Good thing.
Yes.
109 is the pedicure water temperature. It should not surpass 109. Se me olvidó. 109. La agua de la pedicura no tiene que traspasar 109 de temperatura. Okay? So hypothetically, we don't really measure, but you guys can buy a little, maybe like a baby thermometer thing and throw it in the water, and then just make sure you take it out before the client puts their feet in, and at least you'll know what temperature water. Realistically, clients like their water really hot, so naturally, that's fine. Unless they're diabetic, then you gotta be like, all right, I like it really hot, but I think this is safe enough for me, so. Because you don't want to burn them if they don't feel, right? But everybody else, normally hot water is the way to go. But for testing purposes, 109, and diabetic clients, 109. Paraffin temperature, 125. 125, just because you're already ready.
Wait, so 109 even for diabetic patients?
For everyone.
Yeah.
Well, basically saying that water should not surpass 109. Oh, that's the hottest it should be.
The paraffin should be
For
125.
testing purposes.
Yeah.
But in real life, like I said, that might differentiate. But for everyone, 109.
But paraffin can't be hotter than 125.
Paraffin is 125 to 130. But 125 if it doesn't have the 130 option. La agua de la tina 109 no puede pasar en vida real, pues siempre está caliente, pero para diabéticos tener mucho cuidado, meterle la cosita de la tina de una temperatura como para bebés, le mete el agua y te testa la temperatura. Para parafina es 125 a 130 de temperatura. Pero mañana vas a venir, entonces. So yeah, so tomorrow we'll be doing the paraffin. Today we'll focus on getting you guys for, I guess we're going to have to do we're going to have to pedicure.
125, 130, ¿verdad? Para la parafina.
Ah, up to you. If you feel like you studied it and you feel like you're ready, you can take it today. If you need a few more days to study it, up to you. As long as it doesn't surpass this week. As long as we knock out chemistry for this week. Yeah. And that way by next week when we're done with petty, you can take the petty. Have you been studying it?
A little bit.
I would say study it a little more then.
Okay.
Study it a little more, that way you guys can ace that exam, and then we'll knock it out. 1369 for 2. Oh, yes.
Let's see.
Yes. No, esa es agua en la sala. Oh, I turned it. I don't want to lose it. You're welcome.
So that time card that was turned in,
Mhm.
can I get it back to take pictures of it? Just because I don't have any pictures of it.
Yeah, I just have to pull your file down. Let me do that before you go.
I kind of want to make sure I finished everything on it too. Sometimes I don't always, put down the dates and everything.
I think I did make sure like dates and signatures were on there. But let me just pull it out for you.
Thank you. And as we go, if I could do another progress report, because I want to